So I said I would do an update on my 100-gallon tank. This used to be a mostly Corydoras aquarium. There were some cardinal tetras and green neons, but there were many species of Corydoras. But over the course of the past 4 years, starting I think around the time, sometime early on in the pandemic, Corydoras just started dying, like one by one. There was never any specific obvious disease. It was very gradual, and it would happen like one species at a time. Like one group, over the course of several months, they would just die off one by one. It was always never anything obvious. They usually weren't sick long beforehand. They just would die. So I had no idea why or what was going on or how to treat them. Water parameters were fine. The whole time this was happening, my twig catfish were happily breeding and their babies were surviving in the aquarium. So that meant to me that, there's nothing wrong in the aquarium. It was just something with the Corydoras. So not sure what it was, never figured it out. And over the course of, I'd say pretty much the full, I guess more like 3 years, because I think last year, 2023, is when it sort of came to an end and there weren't many left. All that remains of the initial fish is one Corydoras stirbai and one Corydoras orange laser that was actually a baby from the group of adult orange lasers I had. And then there's a handful of pygmy cories that mostly stay hidden in the Anubias. So I'm not even sure how many I have, but they're around 2. All the rest of them, like I said, one by one, species by species, just died off. So I left the tank empty for, say, almost a year, or not empty, but with those few remaining, the twig catfish, a few tetras, and the few Corydoras that were left. I just left it because the plants remained nice. The tank looked good, no problems, no algae problems. It was the most trouble-free, attractive aquarium I had. So I just sort of left it be for a while. So about 10 weeks ago, I decided I was tired of it being empty and no fish had died in a long time. So I thought it was time to start over. No more Corydoras. I think I'm done with that. Decided to go with angelfish and tetras again, which are fish that I enjoy, haven't kept in a long time. Started out with 4 silver angels and I think the Moncausia castae, the big silver tetras with the black stripe on their tail, and some bleeding heart tetras. And then about a month after that, I decided to add a big school of Pristella tetras and some of the white fin, I think they call them candy cane tetras as well. And then I wasn't initially happy with the angelfish I got. They were, I would call them sort of just not the best quality fish. Their ventral fins were sort of short and stumpy, so I wasn't too thrilled with them. So I decided to order from some more angelfish from Angels Plus. So I got some Manicapuru times koi hybrids or crosses, not hybrids, they're all the same. They're all Pterophyllum scalari. Those came initially in good shape, but 2 of them immediately got some sort of fungus on each on a different ventral fin. So I removed them right away, treated them. They seemed perfectly fine the whole time, aside from the fungus on their fins. And I was worried it kept climbing and climbing until it had eaten away their entire ventral fins. I was afraid they were going to die, but I treated them, and it eventually fell away and they got better. One of them, the fin is growing back. The other one, it had reached their abdomen, and so far the fin is not growing back. So that's kind of a bummer, but they're beautiful fish and doing well. Then I got the bright idea to try out some altums, Pterophyllum altums, because they were on sale at the wet spot. I thought, let me just try 2 and see what happens. I didn't have high hopes. They're supposedly more in line with discus, more delicate than the normal Pterophyllum scalari. But these were F1. They weren't wild caught. They were young F1 fish. So I thought, I'll just give it a try. Came in, they were beautiful. So I thought, you know what, I want more. I bought 3 more. Again, they came in beautiful. Great fish. So the plan now was it's too many fish, too many angelfish. So I'm gonna set up another aquarium to move the initial 4 plain silver angels to their own tank. Then today, I get home from the store and 2 of the silver angels have paired off and are breeding. They laid eggs, just finished, or they're actually maybe still doing it. Right in the back, on the back wall of the aquarium, which is crazy because they are still fairly small and young. I bought them at not even quarter size. I think they were advertised as nickel size, maybe a little bigger than that. And I only had them for about 10 weeks. I've been feeding them really well, regularly, small amounts, pretty regularly, every hour or so. Angelfish are always hungry when they're growing. So they're well fed. I've been doing frequent water changes, so they're happy. But they just seem so small to be breeding. I've never had angelfish breed at this size. So that's crazy to me. I was very surprised. So it's causing a little bit of havoc. The parents are, mostly the male is chasing everyone away from that spot. This is typical of angelfish. They are great at protecting their eggs, great at protecting the eggs when they first hatch. Not as good in a full community aquarium, protecting the babies once they become free swimming. So we'll see what happens. Generally, they tend to lose them when it's a tank this populated. I'm just very surprised. They're growing fast, but it just seems like very small fish to be laying eggs already. So I'm not sure what's going to end up happening. My plan still is to move the silver angels to a 45-gallon aquarium, but this is kind of a little bit of a wrench in those plans, having them pair off so early. But anyway, that's what's been going on here. You can see that one gold laser or orange laser, whatever it is, Corydoras swimming around on the left. You see the twig catfish are still around, one right in the middle there. And so far, the tetras and angelfish are pretty happy, maybe too happy. So that's what's been going on here. More plans, cleaned out some old tanks, making some more upgrades to the fish room, adding some tanks in the future, broke down the 120 African tetra tank, moved the remaining fish to a 40-gallon. I'll update those next. But this is what's happening with the 100-gallon. No longer a Corydoras aquarium, now an angelfish and tetra aquarium with breeding angelfish. All right, thanks for watching.